In the labyrinth of Hera, the wind whistles through the walls. Krona takes a step back from Carrie. Kira looks around.
Mistress, I think it's dangerous to stay here. Let's leave this place.
Krona smiles mysteriously.
Sister, what lesson is this?
Oh, yes, and never lose vigilance and never trust anyone.
Saying the last words, Krona draws a dagger and tries to stab Carrie, but her plans are interrupted by a powerful kick from Kira, who, after grabbing the knife, leaps toward Carrie, shielding him.
Filthy servant! Thought I wouldn't catch you?
Krona smiles and attacks Kira. Kira skillfully dodges all the attacks and tries to inflict damage on Krona. Kari retrieves a sword from the floor and also attacks Krona. Kari and Kira fight together against Krona, attempting to injure her.
And I liked you, foreigner. I didn't want it to turn out like this.
What are you even talking about, wild creature? Show your true face.
Vile creature? You never spoke to your mistress like that before.
Kira jumps and tries to strike Krona from the air, but Krona skillfully deflects the attack and stabs Kira's arm. At that moment, Kari attacks from behind and pierces Krona's leg. With a powerful kick, Krona pushes Kari against the wall and he hits his head, losing consciousness. As the sun slowly rises over the horizon, it gracefully captures the beautiful views of Plisania, a flat landscape covered in violet-red fields and small star-like villages built near a mighty fortress with stone walls over 20 meters high. The central gates stand out prominently against the backdrop, with petrified giants holding the fortress gates. The weather gradually changes to a light summer rain, and the drops gently fall, touching Adalvin's shoulder. Adalvin gazes in awe at the giants standing right in front of the fortress gates. Abe approaches her father.
You still haven't told me what happened to the great titans, father. Isn't this the time?
Adalvin, ignoring her words, turns his gaze to the sky.
Rain, the gods sent us a sign.
What sign, father? It's just a regular rain, nothing more.
Adalvin looks coldly at his daughter, dismounts, and walks towards the castle.
Well, I didn't expect anything different from you, my emperor.
Muttering to herself, she follows Adalvin. Abe, looking around as she walks, follows her father and observes the townspeople closely. Passing by a mother holding a baby, Abe stops and smiles warmly, looking into the baby's eyes. Adalvin glances disapprovingly at his daughter. Abe catches her father's gaze and lowers her head, following him toward the grand imperial palace with a spherical tower. Adalvin and Abe approach the palace entrance. Adalvin silently removes his outerwear and hands it to a servant before entering the palace. A shadow falls on Abe from a tall man.
Here you are, Jinox.
Jinox, the commander of the Imperial Guard, can't hide his joy in his eyes.
Yes, Your Highness. I hope you and the Emperor arrived without incident.
We were attacked by a wild bravand.
Oh no. Your Majesty, did you sustain any injuries? I tried to convince His Majesty to take the Imperial Guards for protection, but he refused. I'm not worthy to live after such disgrace. I swore to protect the Emperor, not to let him down.
Abe bursts into laughter. Jinox realizes it's a joke and looks displeased.
Again? Are you teasing me, Princess?
Abe changes her expression.
I didn't understand. You don't like imperial jokes?
No, of course I like them. I was just...
Abe smiles and puts her hand on Jinox's shoulder.
It's all right. Even if it weren't a joke. You know that with his strength, Father could defeat any enemy, especially someone as pitiful as Bravand.
With that, Abe enters the castle. Meanwhile, in the Empire of Dan, in the labyrinth of Hera, Kira looks bewildered in Krona's direction.
But how? Why? No, this can't be.
Kira, with a surprised look, watches as blue blood flows from Krona's wound, slowly dripping down her leg to the floor.
I told you.
I don't believe the servants definitely used some dark magic on you. I'm sure of it. I'll help you.
Oh no, blacksmith, there's no magic here.
Sorry, but I swore to serve the Dan family and I will obey all orders from Emperor Tivad, which he gave me. And now forgive me, but I definitely won't harm the boy. Even if Emperor himself tell me to do that, I won't do that. We just can't kill the children. It never brings honor to a warrior.
How naive and foolish you are. Sacrificing Carrie for the greater good is just a speck of dust.
Kira kicks the sword up from the floor and grabs it.
Yes, I may be naive, but I know for sure that I can stand against you.
Excellent. Now run away from here. I, Princess Dan, release you.
Kira looks into Krona's eyes.
I've always wanted to tell you.
Kira takes a step towards Krona and swiftly throws a smoke bomb in her direction, quickly engulfing everything in smoke.
You should have tried the smoke bombs!
The smoke gradually dissipates, and Krona, looking around, doesn't see anyone near her. She glances back and notices that he has taken the labyrinth map with him.
Just keep him safe, blacksmith.
Jinox follows Abby. She gracefully touches the marble that adorns the inner hall of the castle as she moves toward the Emperor's chambers. Jinox follows her and stops before the entrance to the chambers. Adalvin is taking a bath in the center of his room, gazing thoughtfully at a painting that hangs in the room's center. In the middle of the room, a gigantic canvas depicts Adalvin, unusually joyous, his wife, and a young Abbe. Abbe approaches the canvas.
What was she like?
Adalvin comes out of the bath and covers himself with his clothes and sits down on a chair.
I think you've grown enough to learn the truth about what happened to your mother and why I didn't tell you the story of the petrified giants. But before we begin, you must understand one simple truth. Under no circumstances should you interrupt me.
Abby nods in agreement.
The great war of the gods was in full swing. Your mother and I had recently married and were on a special mission as the elite scouts of the Dan Empire. I led a small unit which included the personal guard of a single northern emperor of Dan. Our task was to disrupt the supply lines of the Phoenix army.
What? Phoenix is real?
Adalvin glares sternly at his daughter.
I apologize.